The poorest people, in my experience, being on this planet, and it fucking makes me laugh as much as it infuriates me. The poorest people in this country are the first ones to stick up for the rights of the wealthy. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Most people who are Republicans are fucking poor. And most people who are Democrats are fucking rich. And that, to this day, blows my fucking mind. I don't get it. And I'm talking Democrat 1990s pre-Bill Clinton, all right? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. Why would you stick up for people that are fucking you in the ass? Do you like getting ass raped? I'll fuck you in the ass for free. I'll just pretend that you're a pretty girl. No problem. Send me a comment. Send me a DM with your address. I will come over and fuck you in the ass. Regardless of sex, age, or BMI. I don't care. All I gotta do is close my eyes and picture a cute girl, and I'll fuck you in the ass to completion. No condom. I will come directly into your colon. Because that's what they're doing to you. And you're going to stick up for Zuckerberg. Oh, these are private companies. They can do whatever they want. Analyze what your logic is based on. Are you at the top of your own pyramid? Or do you worship something else? Because perhaps the arguments that you should be making should serve your own best interests. Ever think of that? What do you think, Harry?
Here we go. Here's our sign.
You already showed it.
I want people to get a good look at it because this is a sign of freedom for me. And if you want freedom information, we'll give it to you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the New World Order broadcast. We are coming to you live from the end of the world. I am your host, the Hat Man, and we have a very special episode for you today. Today, we are going to tackle one of our most popular topics. It's gotten the most views since the inception of our podcast for the New World Order. We are going to do dun 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 dun, dun Death and Taxes version 2.0. It's our third episode on the apparent illegality of the federal government collecting income taxes from W-2 wage slaves. And here to help me explore this topic, I am joined in the studio once again.
The Grinch from Christmas.
The Grinch from Christmas Past.
Yes.
Who is actually Harry the Taxman in disguise. I'm sorry, I gave it away.
No, I took his soul over, just like we do with the headman, and he becomes Alex Jones. I become the Grinch.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So we inculcated the spirit of the Grinch into the body of Harry the Taxman for this episode. You, sir, have always been my favorite Christmas character. I have to say. Most of your story where you're stealing the presents and somehow you're slithering along the ground like a snake without any ability to do that. Super creepy, super fucking awesome. What the hell happened at the end where all of a sudden your heart grows and you carve the roast beast? Why did you turn into a pussy?
Who said we're a vagina? We're not a vagina.
Dude, but at the end of The Grinch, like your story, like it starts off great.
My cousin.
It starts.
I'm the reincarnation of it. Over. We got more evil in us.
Oh, okay, good. Because your cousin, I was into him when it first starts out. I mean, he's beating his dog. He's stealing shit. He ties that giant bone on his dog's head. I'm all about it. I'm like, this guy's a role model.
Yeah.
This is somebody that I want to emulate in my own life. I want to abuse animals and steal joy from other people's hearts and souls. And then at the end, your cousin, he turns into a total fucking pussy. So I'm glad.
Well, he failed.
I'm glad you're not him. Yeah, he definitely failed.
Well, we're going to follow Santa Claus. And after Santa Claus leaves his house, my son here is going to chop the Christmas tree down, and I'm going to put coal in your stockings. So give the gold watch to your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, and we're going to take it out and we can put coal in it.
Fair enough. I love it. You know, nobody really enjoys the holidays. We're trying to get festive here. We have these lovely gnomes.
Those are this little secret army that go sneak in your house.
Elf on a Shelf. They do come to life at night, like Night in the Museum or Toy Story.
Yeah.
These are actually really cool. Harry's wife made these for the chess table. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
28 years ago.
Yeah. Very cool. And me and Harry actually played chess with them once on the table here. It was a lot of fun.
We're happy they didn't invite us.
Well, like I said, as long as you're watching them, they don't move. But as soon as you go to sleep at night, it's another story altogether.
Yep. They'll sneak in bed with you.
So, dude, before we get into the tax thing, I have to bring this up, okay? You were on the phone the other day. I have to bring this up. I'm sorry. With the Great White Huntress. And it turns out she has some kind of medical problem.
Yes.
So she's been diagnosed with fibromyalgia before, which is basically the diagnosis that a doctor will give to a Karen who keeps bitching about shit, even though there's nothing wrong with her. Pretty much. I'm sorry. And if you have it and you're experiencing pain, fine. I can't walk a mile in your shoes. I get it. But pretty much fibromyalgia, what it means when a doctor diagnoses you with that is, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you and I need to get you out of my office. So she's been diagnosed with that. What's her new case study? What's going on?
They claim that she had a mini stroke.
Okay.
And she said she didn't. But, after hearing all her ailments, I said, you got radiation poison from your smart meter.
Okay. Well, what are her symptoms?
Oh, her migraine headaches are coming back.
Okay.
Her arthritis is kicking in a little more.
Okay.
And she's feeling tired.
Okay, but how? Well, that's not really a mini stroke. What made the doctor think that she might have had a mini stroke? I mean, did she lose the ability to talk, or
the blood pressure went down, and that's what they think happened to her because it mimics it.
Because my stepmother had a mini stroke. She woke up one day and was trying to get ready for work, and she was trying to talk to my father, and she couldn't talk. Like, her words were garbled.
Yeah, maybe she was stoned.
I'd like to say yes, but unfortunately, she's not that interesting. Okay. Sorry, Mom! Yeah, so she, her words were garbled, she couldn't talk, and, she went in, and the thing about having a mini stroke is there's no test that will show evidence for it. And I forget exactly what it's called. I think it's got like a 3-letter acronym, but it's like a stroke that's so small that it does have an effect on your mind. But generally speaking, you'll recover in 48 hours, and the evidence for the stroke does not show up on any test. So what made the doctor think she was having a mini stroke?
I have no idea. I didn't get all the details.
Okay. Yeah, and you told me that I should call her. And there's a very specific reason why I haven't had the fortitude to do that yet. So you suggested to her that she may have radiation poisoning from what?
Smart meters.
Smart meters.
There's radio signals coming off the smart meters. She's got 8 smart meters on her wall, and she's being attacked with the radio signals, which transfer into radiation frequencies that attack the DNA, and it affects the organs of the body.
Oh my goodness. And then she, of course, realized immediately that you must be correct, and this is why she's having migraines.
Well, you remember when we were in the restaurant and she did the water plate trick?
Yeah.
And she it proved that the shungite does purify the water.
Well, let me say this. So the story is the Great White Huntress was hanging out with Harry in a restaurant. She didn't like the taste of the water. Harry pulled out a shungite, which is a mineral from a meteor, comes from outer space, and there's only 2 deposits, one in Russia, one in China. And he pulled out a shungite plate to put the water on, and after a few seconds, gave it back to her to try it again, and she said it tasted way better. Now,
yeah,
that's the story. And she's sticking to it, and so are you. You did that test with me.
Yeah. Well,
honestly, I thought the water smelled and tasted like shit in both cases.
You're different.
Before and after.
Well, you drink poison anyway.
That's true. That's so true. But I didn't taste or smell a difference. I'm just being honest.
Not everybody does.
I'm not saying that it's that shungite is not a real thing, that it doesn't do what you think it does. I haven't done any research. I'm just saying that the water seemed the same to me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I've been had some shungite around me for 15 years, and there ain't too much wrong with me.
Well, dude, you've had shungite around you. I mean, at this point, at 79 years old, 79 in 3 weeks, happy almost birthday. I mean, at this point, 79, and you just got a clean bill of health, and you haven't been to the doctor, I think, in 600 years. So, I mean, at this point, you could say anything.
Yes.
And everybody would have to take, I mean, if you're smart, you have to take a step back and go, well, maybe I should consider what he's saying, because this motherfucker eats marshmallow peeps like they're potato chips and ice cream and everything. Marshmallow peeps is your big one, dude. And he's not even pre-diabetic, and he's at a perfect weight, and he's at a perfect BMI. And his blood panel came back with a slightly elevated blood sugar, not even pre-diabetic. Dude, you could say anything at this point, and people have to take it into consideration.
Well, look at me.
The proof's in the pudding. Hey, dude, I mean, first of all, aside from the green face, you look great.
Yeah, well, I'm green with envy.
So she is now convinced that the reason why she's having symptoms is not because she had a mini stroke, which her doctor diagnosed her with. And now, to hear what she told you, I'm thinking like, yeah, her doctor might have sucked. For example, you went to the doctor to get a hearing test, and what did they tell you?
I got wax growing in my right ear.
Yeah. No, you're clinically deaf.
Okay.
So bad fucking doctor.
With my coffin.
No, yeah, exactly. It doesn't fucking matter. It's easy to fix. But my point is bad fucking doctor. That's not your problem. The doctor just wanted to get you out of his office.
Okay.
Now, she goes in, and I got migraines and shit, and the doctor's like, well, I'm going to diagnose you with a mini stroke because it's not going to show up on any tests, and I need to get you the fuck out of my office. Even though it doesn't sound like she had the symptoms of a stroke. So here's the reason why I haven't called her up yet. My mommy. I don't have a lot of patience for bullshit lately. I need to be in a state where I can take it with a good sense of humor. And right now, I've been in a mood the past few days. Funny note on this. I mean, I can't sit there and listen to her saying that this, I mean, because she's not even looking at the internet anymore. She's like switching off her internet.
Right, because they're so talk about AI invading her messages and all, and she thinks she's got a lot of secrets to hide.
Well, wait a second. I thought she was turning off her internet and shit because she thought that the EMF waves from the Wi-Fi was fucking her body up.
That's part two. But the thing is that after December 15th, the AI is supposed to listen to everything that's on the internet.
Oh.
And she's got great big secrets. After all, she's got the truth.
She does. She does. The Great White Huntress is hunting for the truth. Oh my God. So she is taking herself off the internet because AI is now spying on her. Yeah, right. She's been being spied on since the birth of the internet. Did she not know this?
Oh, she don't know that.
I mean, Jesus Christ, Facebook's entire business model is about spying on you and selling your data to the highest bidder. That's how they make money.
All you people have been bought in 1933 with the Social Security Act and your birth certificate, so you've been sold, so there's no secret about that.
We're going to get into that. Right. Before we do, last thing I want to mention about Joanne. So I was texting Talking Head number 6 the other night, and I happened to say, oh, and also, the Great White Huntress had a stroke, and now she's trying to solve it by not going on the internet and buying or getting shungite off of Harry, which is very funny. So that's a thing. And he says, I haven't checked it out yet, but I did jokingly suggest she get some shungite, so maybe that's my bad. I said, oh my God, we'll just credit you then. When she finally passes away, I can say, it's because the Talking Head dedicated her health parameters to the shungite phenomenon. Excellent job, sir. And then he showed me a conversation that they had between the two of them. And she's talking about, like, she's bitching about all her health bullshit. She really is pretty much a Jewess. I mean, she, like, when she talks, especially about health, you can hear the voice. It's kind of like, it gets very like this. Ugh. So she's, like, doing this. And finally he says, if you're on the shungite train, you might as well just go all the way. There's no science I can cite that will convince you otherwise. But all that shungite, buy all that shungite and line your walls with it. Make sure it's the Russian stuff that Harry says to get, because the Chinese stuff, I don't know. I guess it's too communist or something.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't think brother knew about shungite 15 years ago.
No,
so I mean, he's a little late.
We found out about it when we met you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you introduced us to it. We didn't know shit about it.
Maybe I know a lot more than people think I know.
Well, we're going to start selling that soon, too, on our stores. So I know that you just got a whole bunch of it. And maybe we'll do an episode where we explore that, because I haven't done any research into it whatsoever. I would like to know if there are actually properties in this bizarre space mineral that you can only find in 2 places in the world, and some, just by happenstance, both the meteors landed in communist countries, that actually deflects or confuses EMFs. Yeah, signals. Yeah.
It breaks the signal up.
Yeah. I would like, maybe we could dedicate an episode to that once we have the stuff up in the store, and then we can show people, the jewelry and stuff like that we've been making.
I could bring the meter down and show them on the electrical meter, and they could actually see it.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think Harry's getting thirsty, so I think Harry's going to take his character out.
All right, good. We're getting Harry back. The Grinch is going bye-bye. It was nice to see the Grinch's cousin. I like him a lot better than that other pussy-ass motherfucker that ended up growing his heart and carving the roast beast for the people that he already stole the joy from. You won! You won! Retire, go home. Do it again next year. My God. Nah, just throw it on the ground, dude.
Make him look better.
Okay.
Come on, son. You gotta look better than I do.
Oh, my goodness. I think your son already looks pretty handsome.
Yep.
You know,
that's good.
having no skin on your face, nothing to hide.
To your health, sir.
To your health, sir. Cheers. Salud. And what are you drinking today, Harry? What's, I know that there's absinthe in the mix. What is your absinthe?
With Nicton wine.
With wine? Oh, yeah, you made your own, like, fermented cherry juice, right? Holy shit, you're going to be fucked up today, dude. Wow. Oh, my God. All right. So I want to dig into the tax issue. So to start off, I guess maybe we should give everybody a little bit of background. We probably don't have any repeat viewers because nobody watches this, according to YouTube. So when I met you, you told me that you had beat the IRS in open court, that income taxes are fundamentally illegal, and the 16th Amendment was never ratified. This is an excellent document right here that we're going to dig into that has a slightly different perspective. But before I met you, I had heard about people talking about things like this. The same type of people who try to go the sovereign citizen route so that they do not have to have driver's licenses and stuff like that. I never really considered it, but much like chemtrails, the more information that I get, the more open my mind becomes, and I have to at least start to consider it. Then I met you, and you showed me a check. You actually did beat the IRS in open court in what year? It was 2002, wasn't it?
Yeah, around that period of time.
And you got a check from the IRS for your entire tax year.
For 1 year.
For 1 year. And you couldn't get more because...
They got a 3-year limit.
Statute of limitations.
Right.
But you won. And see, here's the thing, people. The IRS is not in the habit of cutting checks. So if you get all of your taxes back for 1 fiscal year from the IRS, that to me is evidence that what you're saying has to be correct.
They couldn't dispute it.
Yeah.
And it's been coming on since 1999, so I guess I might be crazy or I'm right, or maybe a little both.
Now, before we dig into this document, and there is quite a lot that we want to get to, if you would, just recap your story, your journey. I know you started out with Irwin Schiff's book.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Irwin Schiff, Federal Mafia, doing a zero return. Took 5 years to create my tax statement. Backed up the zero return with my tax statement, which was 264 pages.
Okay.
Sent them there. I didn't hear from them for 2 years. And it ended up that they sent me a letter, they were giving me my full refund. And they kind of like buried me somewhere or made me uncollectible.
Okay.
Because they couldn't dispute the 264 pages.
Okay. So my understanding was you won some sort of victory in court. This was actually when you were filing.
This is when we went to the IRS building in Manhattan, and we ended up in court, and the judge says something like, I tried to introduce the IRS code book, and they said, we're not dealing with that because I asked them for their pocket commission. And the judge said, we're not getting into that. I said, what are we using, the Betty Crocker cookbook? This is the IRS code. This is your rule.
Yeah. Why are we not getting into that? This is the fucking law, right? According to them.
And it ended up, I may have lost that battle, but I won the war because they couldn't answer it. And a couple years later, I got a letter from the Department of Justice. They're no longer interested in my case.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, not only do you get your taxes back, but now you're not paying taxes.
No, I don't. I haven't paid tax because I took my divorce to court, went tax exempt. I don't file 1040 no more. all I do is the parts of the tax statement.
Yeah.
And like I said, I take 10 or 12 pages, send it to them, and on the outside in the envelope, I said, signed under UCC code 1031A, and most of the time they send it back to me because they can't open it.
Without reading it, yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah, so this is part of the method that I do. My method works.
Right.
For me, it does. I don't guarantee for everybody else, but it will give you a good idea of how to do your own.
Well, here's the thing, and as Talking Head would say, you're not a shill. You don't have anything for sale. All you present is information.
Right.
You're not selling anything. You're not guaranteeing success. You have your personal story. You haven't paid income taxes since 2002.
Yeah.
You got a full fiscal year's worth of taxes back from the IRS, which to me is evidence that you did something right. And I mean, that's the proof that I need. You're not a shill. You're not selling anything. You don't guarantee success. And we've had your 200 and some odd pages tax statement online. It is in the description. It's a Google Drive shareable link. If anybody wants to thumb through it, there's some entertaining fucking shit in there. There really is.
Well, my method seems to work for me.
Yeah.
First, I defeated my boss in court that I had to go tax exempt, and because they don't have any of my money, I can't fill out a 1040 because that would be illegal. But it says you have to do a tax statement. In my tax statement, I put a 1995 court case that the IRS says they're not part of the government.
What do you mean they're not part of the government?
They're not part of the government.
What the fuck is this? I've never heard this before.
No,
explain this to me.
This was a case out in the Midwest that the IRS is not a government agency.
Okay,
it's
so
a
what?
Private entity, private cartel.
A private corporation?
Private corporation.
But I thought they.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but I thought they were. Yeah, I know that. But I thought they were born out of the ATF.
No, they're not. They're not. They are just an entity. They weren't voted in by Congress.
So the IRS is kind of like the Federal Reserve?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. Seriously?
No, yeah, seriously.
Never heard that before. I haven't even heard that before from you. Is this new information that you just found out?
It's in the tax statement.
Okay.
I got the court case right there.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's news to me. I don't remember you ever mentioning that. That's interesting. Okay.
Well, I got a lot of information that it's too complicated for most people to understand because it's unbelievable.
Well, also, it's because you're so much fucking smarter than everybody.
I'm not smarter than anybody else. I'm just more stubborn.
We'll agree on that. We'll agree on your stubbornness, but no, you're a pretty smart motherfucker. Yeah, so that was your journey. You took him to court. You did win. I thought you won the court case, but I guess you lost that.
No, I sometimes you win the battle, you lose the battle, but you win the war.
Right. So basically, they looks like they got tired of dealing with you, and they acquiesced.
Yeah, they got tired of me.
They acquiesced, but according to this method that you use, that's based upon Irving Schiff's book, The Federal Mafia, which you can still buy. On Amazon. It's a banned book, but it's still for sale. And it's not terribly expensive for something that's out of print. I think you can get it on Amazon for like $42.
You can get the new one for $68. You get a used one for $42.
Yeah. So according to this method, you are legally required to self-audit on a yearly basis. You do have to file a return. However, you are not legally required, if you're a W-2 employee, to pay taxes on those wages. And that's where the theory of the zero return that you used and had success with.
If they don't have any of your money, you cannot file a 1040.
Right.
That's where the tax statement came in. And that came from the Privacy Act of 1975.
Okay.
But then again, you got to go back to the history books and old court cases. And you got to be willing to go back.
Yeah. No, I know that you put a tremendous amount of work into this. This was a huge part of your life. And when we were thinking up character names for the podcast, I started this originally with my brother, who is a trans man, same as myself. And I was like, I want to be the Hat Man, king of the shadow people, because I can astral project and haunt people's dreams, and it's a lot of fun. Which I really don't talk about nearly enough. It is a lot of fun. So I'll be the Hat Man. And then we made Talking Head number 6, because, I don't know, he just says stuff. And he said, why number 6? And I said, that way you have room to improve. I can give you a promotion. That's why. And back a ways, I did promote him within the New World Order. He became Talking Head number 5. We inducted him into the secret Jewish space laser program, Goyim Division. We gave him his very own red shiny button that he could use to execute overvalued, underutilized real estate remotely from outer space, as well as personal targets. He has not used it yet, which I'm a little disappointed on. It's been a slow news cycle. But then he pissed me off when I found out that a jet crashed in Philadelphia 6 blocks from his house, and I couldn't get in touch with him for a night to find out if he was okay. So I was like, hey, you're demoted. You didn't answer my text. Fuck you. So now he's Talking Head number 6 again. And you, I mean, this is such a huge part of your persona since I've met you that we dubbed you Harry from the movie Harry's War. Tell people a little bit about the movie. It's a great fucking movie. I think it was released in 82 or 84.
No, it was released in 1981.
81.
And it was about a postman that went to help his aunt with an IRS problem. And he went to fight him in court. He thought the American courts were fair. But when he got into court and he got messed around, and she had a heart attack in the court, and she died. And by the time they buried her, and he went back to the property because he inherited the property, here's the guy that played Colonel, the doctor on Winchester on MASH, and he was the director of the IRS.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
And he said, this is government property now, and he went off on him, and he chased him away.
Yeah, so basically this woman didn't pay her income taxes.
No, they tried to get income tax on
and they attempted to seize her property after she died.
Yes.
And the reason why she died was all the stress that the IRS was putting on her.
Right.
Doesn't sound like a lot of fun when we say it, but it is a really fun, beautiful little cinematic gem that I really enjoyed, especially being a Satanist. And really appreciating characters like Harry here. Really appreciating characters. Like she has these dinners once a week with all these really cool, very individual people. They're real characters.
They're real people from the town. And she fed them once a week.
Yeah.
And they wanted to get a 501c for it be a charitable organization, and she used to badmouth the IRS all the time. And it was a guy from the IRS with a tape recorder taping her, and he got caught.
Right.
And they target her. People get targeted from the IRS.
Which happens in reality all the time. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A number of my friends, they've been in jail. Urban Schiff was killed in jail.
Well, I mean, even, when they can't get a mafioso on anything else because they don't have a case. I mean, what did they get Al Capone on? Tax evasion.
Income tax.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his business. He just he didn't pay the tax. But then again, he had a Jewish bookkeeper. I think his name was Irvin something. And they scared him, and they had to produce 2 sets of books.
Okay.
Just like the government, they got 2 sets of books.
Yeah, no shit.
They ain't no different.
So we named you Harry because in the movie Harry's War, the main character, the postal worker, who goes a little nuts, and it gets very comedic. He's driving a one-track around, blowing up buildings, and one-man war against the IRS. It gets super kooky. It's a beautiful little movie. I highly recommend anybody watch it. The IRS tried to ban it.
Yeah,
for a long time.
They brought all the movies out. They went to a Blockbuster and they put every one of them.
Yeah.
And they threatened the movie theater operators. You show that, we're going to order you for 3 years, and we're going to shut you down.
Yeah. So they strong-armed theaters into not showing it. Even if you're not into this, 16th Amendment does not say that you have to pay income taxes. Theory. Even if you're not into the sovereign citizen theory, it is a beautiful little movie. I really enjoyed it. It's fun. We should watch it again, because I've only seen it once, the one time that I watched it with you. I'd like to watch it again. Harry's War, go buy it. Pretty sure you can get it on Amazon or at least eBay. Probably have to get a DVD. I doubt it's streaming anywhere. It is, IRS banned it, so, they're very powerful.
Sort of banned it.
Apparently. But I highly recommend watching it. Even if you're not into this shit, it's a beautiful, kooky little 80s film. I really enjoyed it. But, I mean, this is such a huge part of your persona since I've met you.
Was the seed.
That's why we named you Harry. It's after Harry the Taxman.
That was the seed.
Yeah.
I started with Irving Schiff in 1980. I was a student from him up to 1992.
Okay.
In 94.
And you actually met Irving Schiff, correct?
Yeah, several times.
Yeah.
And he ran for president under the Constitution Party.
Okay.
And his book came out in 96. He sold 50,000 copies.
Yeah. Now, what is that other documentary for people that are actually interested in this subject? That the documentary that was created by the guy who's actually a real-time Hollywood director.
Oh, that's Aaron something. He played the movie of America to Fascism. Aaron Russo.
I think Aaron Russo. I think that's actually correct.
Yes.
And the movie documentary, he's trying to find out the truth about income taxes, and every official that he talks to, so fucking evasive. Nobody can give him a direct answer.
No, they wouldn't.
Show me the law that says I have to pay income tax. Nobody can fucking do it.
Well, I went to
Aaron Russo. I think it's called America, Democracy to Fascism or something like that. Do a Google search. Great documentary. Highly recommend it.
I went to the CPA in Manhattan, in Broadway, and he says he does the taxes, and I presented my zero return, and he said, "Get out of my office. Don't give me algebra."
No. That was from the documentary. This didn't happen to you. You're making pretend this happened to you. This is directly from the documentary.
I went to a CPA in Manhattan.
Okay.
And I went to test them.
So in the documentary, Russo goes to the CPA in Manhattan.
Right.
And he says, "Show me the law, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you can't show me the law, I'm not going to pay." And the CPA goes, "What do you want to do? Everybody pays. Everybody pays. So you're not going to pay. Do you really want that type of agina in your life?" And his point was, in the documentary, fuck you. If it's not a law, I'm not just going to do it because you're bullying me and because everybody else does it.
He went to the director of the IRS also in the movie, and he questioned him, and I think it was, I don't know.
Dude, when you're a famous director, you get access. It was real. It's a really cool documentary.
And the good part was in 2004 when We the People from Bob Schultz from Queensboro, New York. They had a 4-day meeting in Washington, and we invited the IRS to show up and to testify, and none of them showed up.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Explain exactly what that was. That's a cool story.
That was a town hall meeting we had in one of the federal buildings.
Okay.
And it was it was Irving Schiff, Sherry Jackson, Ted, Tom Turner, Joe Bannister, and a few, and the guy Redmond that wrote the law that never was.
Oh my God! You know what we should have had as your prop? We should have had the fucking puppets of Erwin Schiff and Joe Bannister. I didn't even fucking think of that.
No,
okay. it's all right. Whatever.
Next time.
But
they were at the meeting, and for 4 days, all they did, they rented a room, and there's like 150 people there sitting behind by tables, and they were discussing the tax laws, and they invited the IRS to show up.
Yeah.
None of them showed up.
Yeah. And that's either because they feel it's a complete waste of time or they got something to hide.
No,
it's got to be one or the other.
Yeah.
But you have a check from the IRS.
Right.
So I'm going to have to assume it's because they got something to hide.
They got tired of me. I slipped through the cracks, or I was lucky. One or the other. No matter how it was, I proved them wrong. That's all that mattered. So I set myself free from them. I broke that chain.
So what we wanted to talk about today, this is a great document. And we talked about it on the last podcast. Yeah. And I promised to have the link to the document, to the PDF in the description. And unfortunately, we couldn't find it. We were able to find it today. So I do have the link, and it is going to be in the description for this episode. This document's fucking brilliant. This is a document created by
James Burroughs Johnson.
Hang on a second. Let me bring this up. Here we go. So this is the Facebook page.
Yes.
Yes to hell with. I don't really understand the branding here. But you can see the URL right there.
Yep.
On the screen if you want to check out his Facebook page and give him a follow. He's got a website which is yes2hellwith.com. And really, this document is brilliant. The reason why I really like this document is because most of my life I have not been a W-2 employee. So your personal struggle with the IRS is not something I can really sink my teeth into because as a corporation, I am constitutionally required to pay taxes.
Yes, because you're under the UCC law.
Exactly. And I've most of my life I have been self-employed. Or most of my money, I should say, has come from self-employment. So it's never really been something that I don't have a dog in the fight. You know, I don't have skin in the game, but I think it's fascinating. But this document really opened up my eyes in a lot of ways to the way in which people's perspectives have been skewed away from the original intention of the founding of this country.
Right.
From being a state, a citizen of a sovereign state of a union to being federal citizens.
Right.
I got a lot of shit I want to go over here, but I got some things highlighted. You got some. Let's start with you. Show me some shit you got highlighted. I mean, what do you want to go over specifically?
Well, I don't know what. Show me a question. I'll show you an answer.
I don't really have any questions. I just really enjoyed this document.
Okay, here's a guy.
Yeah.
In 2016.
So this is a letter from this gentleman to President Donald Trump, Mr. Scott Bessent, and Mr. Frank Bertoni, the president, the acting IRS commissioner, and the IRS chief operating officer, respectively. That's what we're going over here. Excellent document. This letter's fantastic. What do you want to go over first?
Well, what it shows you on how they created you as a federal citizen, lying to you and making you believe and bullying you into believing that you are a federal citizen. But the fact is, the only federal people that are supposed to pay income tax is the corporate citizen of Washington and the territories, not the states.
All right.
State citizens are different.
Now, I'm just going to start reading some things that I tagged here in this document. This document's about 30 pages, but so worth the read, guys. Definitely, I'm going to put it up on the link in our description. Go read it. I'm just going to start going through shit, and then I'll stop when I want to talk about something. The 6 structural reasons why Subtitle A does not apply to Americans in the several states. And he uses this phrase a lot, the several states, at this point being 50 states. I believe we're still at 50. If Trump has his way, we'll be at 51, with Canada being the 51st state.
Later on.
The income tax is an excise on federal privilege, not on private labor. All right. Modern grievances against the current American government. Okay. Destruction of due process through administrative procedure. Article 1 tribunals, agency hearings, and summary enforcement actions have supplanted Article 3 courts, jury trial rights, and meaningful judicial review. Procedure has replaced justice. Appearance has replaced substance. That's a big deal, because as you pointed out to me, when somebody is put on trial for, tax fraud or tax evasion or whatever, generally speaking, you are denied the right to trial by jury.
Yes, you are.
It's a private tribunal. It's almost like a military court.
Exactly.
It's very weird. Next thing I have cited here. This is interesting. Expansion of federal power through war, emergency, and crisis. Well, we all know they do that. Do not let a good, what's the quote? Don't let a good emergency go to waste, or whatever. Jesus Christ, we all saw that with the pandemic, didn't we?
Yep.
Didn't we?
Yep.
So, expansion of federal power through war, emergency, and crisis. Temporary wartime measures, for example, the victory tax, and emergency programs, for example, Depression-era federal relief, became permanent tools for expanding federal jurisdiction, despite the repeal or expiration. Crisis became a gateway to power, not a temporary necessity. So what this is, what he's talking about, you're not supposed to be under any jurisdiction from the federal government in order to be taxed. But because you receive federal aid and federal benefits under the 16th Amendment, you can be proclaimed under the federal jurisdiction, because now you are considered somebody who is benefiting from federal income. This is fascinating.
Well, these are the ins and outs.
Really bizarre. Never looked at it from this perspective before. Surveillance, data collection, and the erosion of privacy. Modern technology enables mass surveillance of ordinary Americans without individualized suspicion. Privacy, once foundational to liberty, has been subordinated to administrative convenience. Fuck yeah, dude. Nailed it on the head. Economic coercion masquerading as consent. This is a big one for me. Participation in federal programs such as Social Security is treated as evidence of voluntary federal capacity. This is a big deal, guys. Even when entered under economic pressure, necessity, or incompetent disclosure, hardship is not consent. Amen. Just because you're receiving a federal benefit and you need it, should not place you under their jurisdiction.
Well, remember, the Social Security, you were born, you can't make the contract when you're born. Your parents got your Social Security, and that's the hook.
Your parents do it for you. Yeah.
And that's where your parents, they don't, because their ignorance, they got you into the system and they didn't question it.
And this is where the straw man is actually created.
Yes, the commercial man.
And this is how they get around the fact that it is unconstitutional to tax the wages of your labor as a state citizen.
Yes.
This is how they get around it.
That's
they create you as a corporation with your birth certificate, and now you have a straw man entity. Guys, you ever realize on any financial documents, when they print out your name, it's all in caps? You ever wonder why? It's because it's connecting you to a social security number. That's your straw man entity. That's the way they spell the straw man entity. Your name, all in caps. It's all in caps on your credit card. It's all in caps on your bank statements. It's all in caps on any financial documents because they are not addressing you as a state citizen. They are addressing you as a straw man corporate entity under the UCC code that the American government can now take out a loan upon your cargo under the UCC code. You guys got to start putting this shit together. They use the law in so many ways to fucking manipulate and coerce you into doing whatever the fuck they want.
You were sold off as a bond to Wall Street.
Exactly. Now here's another one. Subversion of people's sovereignty through complexity. The federal government relies on confusion, complexity, and administrative opacity to maintain control. Truth is obscured behind layers of statutes, cross-references, and regulatory interpretations that few Americans and even fewer officials fully understand. Fucking amen, dude. It's not because you're stupid, it's because they do it on purpose. They don't want you to know what your rights are. They don't want you to be able to fight back. Now, at the end of this chapter, in the letter to Trump and the other guys, he says, these modern grievances taken together establish a pattern more systemic, more expansive, and far more subtle than those listed on the Declaration of Independence where King George used muskets and soldiers. Modern federal agencies use forms, regulations, data systems, and administrative machinery. Bureaucracy. The tools differ, but the injuries remain. Violation of sovereignty, consent, jurisdiction, and natural right, which is defined. Natural right is defined, and I'll bring it back to this quote from the BBC's Dracula. I'm a 500-year-old warlord. I don't understand what rights are. What are rights? Okay, here's the rights. They're defined in our fucking Constitution. We gave ourselves the rights. That's how we built the government. We built the government. The government didn't build us. We built our government. Okay? So our rights are defined by us, and we all submitted to it by vote, and there you go. That's why we have rights.
Yeah, that's why you're in trouble.
Evidentiary notice and future reliance. This is amazing. So he sends this letter, and the last sentence on this portion says, should no lawful rebuttal be provided, future agents and officials are placed on notice that unrebutted assertions stand as truth in equity, commerce, and administrative procedure. Whoo! Strongly worded. Basically saying if you blow me off, I'm going to keep track of it, and you're going to end up with some legal issues in the future. Now, do I think this is going to amount to anything? No. The corporations that he's going up against, i.e., Washington Incorporated, America Incorporated, and the IRS are far too powerful. But this letter's opening my eyes to a lot of shit. This I thought was interesting. The two citizenship doctrine state citizenship is primary. From the founding of our nation until today, Americans have held two distinct political identities. Number one, citizens of their state, which is primary. Number two, citizens of the United States, which is secondary and derivative. And the Supreme Court holds this up, and we're going to cite decisions in a few minutes here. Now, this is what this document really opened my eyes to. Your identity politically is as a citizen of the sovereign state that you reside in. So the United States at its conception was kind of like Europe. There's a loose cabal of very distinct separate countries that have very different laws. And if you don't like one, you can fucking move to another. Okay? And then there were laws that were provisioned in order to protect people, especially runaway slaves, from certain punishments that the federal Constitution said were unconstitutional. Slavery has always been unconstitutional, and they fucking did it anyway. So they created laws to protect especially runaway slaves that were meant to, they were commerce laws between states. And then they used those laws to encroach upon citizens of the sovereign states. Fucking bizarre, man. Very strange. Federal citizenship is limited in scope. It does not erase or absorb state citizenship, nor does it automatically impose federal jurisdiction. Jurisdiction has to be proved. It cannot be assumed. And this is a big point in this paper. You have anything to say about that?
Well, what's the first three letters of assume? ASS. Make an ass out of yourself.
Here you go. Now he's citing some cases. Now, what is, Harry, the 14th Amendment?
14th Amendment.
He says here, Gardena versus Board of Registers, 48, blah, 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 blah. The Supreme Court decision was, the 14th Amendment does not destroy the distinction between state citizenship and national citizenship. I think maybe we should look up the 14th Amendment. Do you know basically what it says?
Basically, 14th Amendment, it creates the federal citizenship. It's like protecting the slaves or making citizens. After the Civil War, they inherited the black slaves and made them free with the approximation from Lincoln, and they became citizens. Before that, the blacks were 2/3 of a citizen back in 1778.
Okay.
So therefore,
specifically 2/3. That's so bizarre.
They made them full citizens because Lincoln wanted to keep the Union together.
Okay.
Basically, that's what it is.
So this is a Supreme Court decision. The 14th Amendment does not destroy the distinction between state citizenship and national citizenship. Now, here's something else that I pointed out. I'm just reading through what I thought was interesting that I'd want to cite on the podcast. A valid federal nexus must be proven, not implied. He's talking about jurisdiction here. Neither silence, custom, administrative form filling, ordinary economic activity, nor historical practice creates jurisdiction where the Constitution does not grant it. Amen. Just because everybody's fucking doing something and everybody accepts it doesn't mean that it's actually lawful.
Right. If you take a job, you take the job with rules and regulations. That's what they're doing. If you want to join a group, you want this job, well, here's the rules and regulations. If you don't want to be a part of us, we don't hire you.
State citizenship is superior. All right, this is a summary of Appendix A. Establishes the jurisdictional truth upon which the entire notice stands. State citizenship is the superior original political identity. Federal citizenship is limited, secondary, and does not create universal federal jurisdiction. These principles are not theories. They are explicit holdings of the United States Supreme Court. And we're going to cite some of these cases in a few minutes.
Yeah.
This is fascinating to me. I've never considered it. See, everything in life is a perspective. I was born in 1980 into this stupid fucking troglodyte hairless half monkey body that I still have to fucking exist in for some reason. As you're born into the world and you assume that everything always was the way it is now and it should be that way. We are existing in a world, Americans, we do have a lot of viewers from other countries now. I wanted to talk to you about that. Yeah. America. We are existing in a nation, it was not designed this way. Like the feeling that you get, like daddy's watching, Big Brother's was not designed that way. Was not supposed to be working that way. They're fucking you. You talk. I'm out of breath. I smoke too much.
Well, that's why they make you feel like you're part of the nation, and your nationalism comes that way. I mean, we're a nation of many people, but we're not like Germany, which is Germans, or Poland is Poland,
right?
Because they got one race of people.
Right.
We got a whole mixture.
Right.
Fact is, we stole the land from the American native, so therefore, we're not even a native of America.
Which is kind of the reason why I don't get your problem with the Muslims. They're fucking coming here like everybody else. The fucking Italians had a problem with the Irish.
Right.
Same fucking thing.
Right. So 1910 and 1920, the Jews and the Irish came here, and they all went through the pork barrel.
Now, blowing up buildings? Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that. Otherwise, assalamu alaikum or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
You know, welcome to America. Do your best. It's not easy. It's not as easy as you were taught.
No.
It's not fucking easy.
American history is a lie.
Supreme Court interpretation. State citizenship remains primary. I have to read this whole section. This is amazing. The United States Supreme Court consistently affirmed that the amendment, I think they're still talking about the 14th Amendment, did not redefine the fundamental structure of sovereignty. Slaughterhouse cases 83 U.S. 36, 1873. The amendment did not create a general federal citizenship and preserved the primacy of state citizenship. U.S. versus Crawshank 92 U.S. 542, 1876. Confirmed two distinct citizenships, one of the state and one of the United States. Gardena versus Board of Registers 48 SO 788 1909. The 14th Amendment did not abolish state citizenship. Misinterpretation and federal overreach. Modern administrative practice often reverses constitutional hierarchy by presuming universal federal jurisdiction. This presumption misinterprets the original meaning of the amendment and ignores the Supreme Court's explicit limitations, which we're going to get more into in a few minutes. 14th Amendment offers protection, not federal control. This letter's brilliant. You have to read it from beginning to end. It's great.
Well, hey, we'll put it out there, people. We're going to give it to you for free.
It's great. It's
read it. Remember your children. Remember what you're doing to your children.
As soon as they have a social security number and a birth certificate, you're giving the federal mafia all sorts of excuses to impose all sorts of bullshit restrictions on them. This is wild. Statutory citation, Revenue Act of 1862, Chapter 119, 12th Statute 432. Summary of scope. The act taxed income derived from federal employment, federal office, and federally connected activities, not private earnings from intrastate labor. Now, the way they get around that to tax you as a W-2 worker is by federal benefits. And then they assume, just by having a social security number, you are now acting on behalf or within the federal government as a federal employee within a federal office or a federally connected activity. So when people on the right, okay, Republicans, we don't want a nanny state, we want smaller. This is what they're fucking talking about. You don't want UBI. Okay, I think UBI is necessary. I think we're going to have it. But every time you accept a benefit, they use it calculatively to control and contain and exploit you. Every time, without fail. And that's how they do it. From its inception, federal income taxation operated as an excise tied to federal privilege, federal office, or federal territorial jurisdiction, not as a universal tax upon state citizens. Modern application remains the same structural foundations, though the statutory language has grown more complex. To confuse you, so you don't know what the fuck is going on. When they changed it, I'm sure there was an uproar. But you know what? As soon as people begin to accept it, a generation goes by. Now we got a new game in town.
Well, here's the point. If you're a truck driver, a farmer, work in Walmart, work in the store, in a state, it is not a federal business, so therefore your boss has no right to take income tax out of your wages. So you have to go tax exempt.
Exactly.
And we could also...
And that you had to fight your boss to get that.
Yeah, I fought the boss and I won. We have a tax exempt package that we will give you, and you give to your boss. Now, your boss ain't going to like it, or maybe he'll take it. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. But you got to be able to back it up and take the chance.
Now, here's a summary of this chapter in the letter. I really like this. Number one, the 1862 tax applied only to federal capacities and federal jurisdiction. Number two, private state citizens remained outside of its scope. Number three, federal taxing authority has never constitutionally expanded beyond its original design. Number four, the historical structure remains the blueprint for understanding modern federal taxation. Now here's something. Appendix D, misuse of constitutional clauses and the Buck Act. This is fascinating. We got some reading to do. General Welfare Clause. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me start here. Commerce Clause. And this is what you talk about all the time with the UCC code. From regulating trade to regulating citizens. Originally designated to regulate interstate commerce, its meaning was expanded, especially after Wickard versus Filburn, to justify federal authority over farming, wages, education, healthcare, intrastate business, and even private conduct. Does that sound familiar, people? Does that sound familiar? A clause meant to prevent interstate trade barriers became a gateway to regulate nearly every aspect of American life. Amen. General Welfare Clause. From spending limitations to unlimited justification. The General Welfare Clause was intended as a spending boundary. It evolved into a basis for federal benefit programs, national dependency structures, and mechanisms to condition state behavior through funding incentives. Sound familiar? General welfare became a jurisdiction for virtually any federal program. Taxing and spending clause, from revenue function to social engineering. And anybody who's tried to do their taxes on their own, you know what the fuck we're talking about here. The tax code is not about making sure you pay your fair share. It's about social engineering. We want more people to become property owners. Therefore, we're going to give you a tax break. We want people to have more kids. Therefore, we're going to give you a tax break. We want people to get married. Therefore, we're going to give you a tax break. We don't want the gays. Therefore, we're not going to until they force us. it's not about making sure you pay your fair share. The tax code is about social engineering because people are greedy. They don't want to pay their fair share. So now they use the tax code to engineer what you do because you're all greedy. I don't want to get married, but we'd save a couple grand a year in taxes if we did. Maybe just don't get married. Maybe spend the money, which they're taking away from you illegally, apparently, anyway. Taxation increasingly shapes state policies, business operations, and personal decisions. The founders never envisioned direct federal taxation of private state citizen labor. Amen. It's explicitly in the Constitution. Now, result. He calls this the federal Leviathan. Leviathan translates to something huge, a big thing that generally doesn't have your best interests at heart. Through accumulated reinterpretations, the federal government has expanded far beyond the republic the states created. Remember that. The states created the republic, not the other way around. Remember that. Remember that. A clause misinterpreted is a boundary violated. A boundary violated is sovereignty diminished. Great fucking quote, man. Great quote. Now we got some citations. And I'm sorry. I got to go through all of this. This is fantastic. The Buck Act, 1940. Misunderstood, misapplied. The Buck Act created the term federal area, but its purpose was narrow, to allow states to apply their tax laws inside federal enclaves. It did not extend federal jurisdiction to the several states, convert states into federal territory, or authorize federal taxation of private state citizens. What the Buck Act actually covers: federal enclaves and reservations, federal buildings and military installations, U.S. territories and possessions, land formally ceded by the state to the federal government. Its purpose was clarifying. States retain the power to tax persons working inside federal enclaves. That's all it was meant to do. Statutory confirmation 106. No person shall be relieved from state taxation by reasons of residing or performing services within a federal area. There you go. This empowered states. It did not enlarge federal authority. But the way that it's interpreted now, how the IRS misapplied the Buck Act. Over decades, federal agencies expanded the Buck Act far beyond its text, treating every state as a federal area, every resident as a federal person, every zip code as a federal district, federal jurisdiction as universal unless disproven. That's assumption as law. You can't have a law based on assumption. Jurisdiction has to be proved. None of these interpretations appear in the statute. The Buck Act did not grant the IRS new powers, expand federal taxing jurisdiction, or authorize taxation of private state labor. Parallels to other constitutional abuses, this pattern mirrors broader federal expansion, such as Commerce Clause stretching to intrastate activity, General Welfare Clause stretched to unlimited spending. Sound familiar? Emergency powers stretched into permanence. Sound familiar? The same shit's going on today. Nothing's changed.
Nothing changed at all. Except you've changed your way of thinking, and you may have a chance to free yourself.
Now, even if you read this document and you can't do anything to help yourself, it opens up your eyes to a new perspective. That the way this country operates, and I think Talking Head number 6 said it on the last podcast, we're a little weird as far as democratic republics go because we keep giving the executive branch more and more power. It's not meant to be that way.
No.
The decisions are meant to be made by the legislative branch, executed by the executive branch. Guess why it's named that? And upheld and interpreted by the judicial branch. And then the fourth estate, God bless them, is supposed to let us all know what the fuck is going on. And they're not fucking doing that. Assholes. You clickbaity motherfuckers, rage fucking baiting motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. Why do you think Joe Rogan's so fucking popular? Oh, we need the Joe Rogan of the left. No! You need to stop lying. You need to stop being a mouthpiece for the people that are paying your bills. You're supposed to speak truth to power. You're supposed to ask questions so the rest of us can know what the fuck is going on. And you failed. You fucking failed. And Talking Head, I was going to bring this up with him on the last podcast. I'll bring it up now. The BBC, you fucking failed too, bitch. Look at the mess you're in. You failed. You failed the people. The government failed the people. The media failed the people. Where do we go from here?
Revolution.
I think that's about it. And I think that the revolution should be based on class warfare.
Oh, that dirty word, class warfare?
Hey, listen, YouTube hasn't done anything to better the algorithm. Right. We went from 150 views per episode to 5. So fuck them. Class warfare.
Yes.
You want a reason for a revolution? Let's do it that way.
Yes.
I am calling for it.
Yes, I'm ready for a revolution.
Now listen. When I get rich, if all you violent motherfuckers could excuse me from your anger, I would sincerely appreciate it. But until then, eat the rich!
Hey, listen, the government's taking everything over now. Just say no. Remember the movie Bugs? There was more of us than of them.
Exactly. Yeah, and you bring that up a lot, and it's a good point.
And if all the ants rise to power, all the crickets are going to be done. They're going to be in their pot cooking for food.
Yeah.
They will be the food. Remember, people, everything we're giving you is free.
Dude. Yeah, I still am recording. Go ahead.
Everything we're giving you is free. This is for education and pass it on to your children. It's very important. Even if you think about it, now you know why, who, and why they're screwing you.
Now you know why you're fucked.
Now you're a prisoner. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, America. My Christmas present to you. Remember, December 31st is coming up. Your choice is get our information, and if everyone files a zero return, we will clog their courts up, and they will not.
Oh, they'll have to acquiesce immediately. Yeah. They'll have to acquiesce immediately.
They would 100%. Have to declare war on the American citizen.
Jesus Christ, I don't know what I just did. Hang on.
Here we got something to show you, people. There you go. This is our sign.
Death and taxes, baby.
Right. Go to this website. You'll get your basic information. If you want more, do your zero return, get your tax statement in, and maybe you may get all your refund money. It may take you 2 years, but once you do that, then you will be awake.
Now, there is a citation here from a Supreme Court ruling. Oh, my God, it's still fucked up. Hang on. Now, here's a citation that I think is really interesting. Appendix 2, Pollock, Brushaber, and the constitutional boundaries of federal taxation. Now, Pollock is cited, but I pointed out this one. I think this is really important. Brushaber versus Union Pacific Railroad Company, 1916. Brushaber confirmed that the 16th Amendment, this is in Supreme Court, that the 16th Amendment did not expand federal power, did not overturn Pollock, and did not convert income taxes into direct taxes on state citizens' labor. The amendment merely removed the apportionment requirement for taxes that were already valid excises. The court reaffirmed that the 16th Amendment never created new taxing subjects and imposed no new liability on private citizens working within the states. It's right there. I mean, if it comes from the fucking Supreme Court, who can argue? Right? I mean, God damn it. But everybody just goes along. Well, it's easier to go along.
They're sheep.
This is good. An excise attaches only when an individual voluntarily enters a federally connected activity. Federal privilege, federal employment, federal contracting, or federally regulated commercial activity. Then you are liable to be taxed. And that was only during wartime. They repealed it. All right, this is good. All right, here's the 6 core arguments from this gentleman, and then we'll watch a little video. We'll talk about it, and then we might wrap it up there. While we're watching the video, I'll look through some more of the paper and see if there's more shit I want to bring up. I like this. The 6 strongest liberty dialogues arguments against presumed federal jurisdiction. 6 core arguments. Number 1. Tell me if this rings a bell, people. If this makes sense in your heart. Number 1. Sovereignty originates in the people and the states. Number 2. Income constitutionally means federally connected gain. And that law was repealed. That was a wartime provision, by the way. Number 3. Jurisdiction must be proven, not presumed. Holy shit, go figure. Consent cannot be coerced, inferred, or manufactured. Manufactured consent. That sounds familiar. Neither Congress nor the IRS may exceed constitutional limits. Now, I like this. I'm going to read this, and I think we might end on this unless I find something else while we're watching the video. Americans now understand what was once hidden. For generations, Americans were drawn into federal jurisdiction not by informed consent, but by wartime measures, economic desperation, administrative presumption, and programs never explained as creating a federal nexus. Many entered federal capacity unknowingly. Many lacked full disclosure. No one told them that accepting a social security number, federal benefit, or federal employment could later be construed as consent to federal status. But Americans have learned the truth, and now they seek remedy, correction, and withdrawal, not to evade lawful duty, but to reclaim their proper place as state citizens under state authority. And while we're at it, let's bring back slavery, because that was an awesome economic boon to our country. That was a joke. Sorry, I had to. Anybody that's flying the fucking Union Jack, I mean, you know what they're about. They want to own black people. But hell, I mean, this guy's making me want to he's making me want to get a fucking Union Jack bumper sticker. You know what I mean? But I don't want to own black people. But he's making me a believer. All right, let's watch this video from this fucking guy who created this letter. Link in the description. I love this fucking letter. Let's watch this guy talk for a second.
Good evening. I have something extremely important to share. After spending all weekend on the videos that were just posted, I received a notice from Facebook that it is threatening to delete the Yes to Hell With page, even though we've done absolutely nothing wrong. In less than 3 months, this page grew from 0 followers to over 50,000 Americans. That kind of growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens because people are hungry for truth, clarity, and real solutions to what's tearing this country apart. With that growth came something predictable. A handful of uneducated, fearful individuals, people who don't understand jurisdiction, taxation, or the constitutional limits placed upon government. And they complained. And an infamous anti-free speech platform like Facebook responded the only way it seems to know how. Censorship first.
Yep.
So, let's speak honestly. Facebook claims to support free expression. Yet repeatedly, it acts upon government guidance, bureaucratic pressure, and coordinated reporting mobs, as they're called.
Yep.
When a message challenges the narrative, platforms like this target not wrongdoing, but truth that threatens comfort. But here's what matters most. Most of you have embraced me with kindness and love. You've told me that no one has spoken to your minds and hearts the way I have. And I want you to know something from the depths of my being. It has been my absolute genuine pleasure to share with you, to serve you, to speak with you. I serve humbly without expectation, without seeking applause or reward. And I make this solemn vow to you. I will always speak to you with love and with truth, even when truth is uncomfortable, even when it comes at great personal cost. And I know about personal cost. Even when platforms try to silence the truth, I will still be there. Our message is grounded in truth and law and education, and even AI systems have validated the content as legitimate political commentary and educational analysis, not legal practice, not misinformation, and not anything prohibited, and probably more importantly, content that's consistent with the current federal laws. And you'll see that when you see the videos that I posted tonight. And you'll definitely see it if you buy the report for $1. And remember something vital. Our ancestors founded this nation under conditions far more brutal than a social media platform threatening to delete a page. They faced real tyranny, real censorship, real danger, and they refused to capitulate. Compared to their fight, this obstacle is small, but the principle behind it is enormous. And just as they did, we must not lose hope. We must stand firm, and we must prevail regardless of the venue. So here is our choice. I encourage you to tell Facebook they're making a mistake. Tell them free speech matters. Tell them political dialogue and education should flourish and not be crushed. Tell them censorship is not the American way. And if Facebook refuses to honor free speech, then the truth will simply move elsewhere. Stay connected with me on every platform where freedom still breathes. TikTok at Yes to Hell With. X at Yes to Hell With. Instagram at Yes to Hell With an underscore line after the H. Truth Social at Yes to Hell With. And Telegram.
Fuck that one.
Yes to Hell With. And I'm also considering an account on Gab. This movement is much larger than Facebook, and the truth is huge. And that's something that we should continue to pursue. This movement is bigger than censorship. It is bigger than fear. And no matter what they do, truth isn't going anywhere, and neither am I. And as always, may truth reign supreme.
Nice. Always like to see people sticking up for themselves. Warms the cockles of my black little reptilian heart. I enjoy it. Even if he's wrong, even if you don't believe in a word he says or anything that we read today, freedom of speech is the first fucking amendment for a fucking reason. And the censorship bullshit, I mean, Harry, we all experienced this here at the New World Order.
Yep.
The very first podcast that we put up, we were only on one channel at that point, and it was YouTube, and it got taken down the day after it was posted. Because I made a joke about Bill Gates putting microchips in certain formulas for a certain thing that was meant to vaccinate certain people from the flu of 1912, the Spanish flu. It's criminal. It's criminal. The argument these are private companies, they can do whatever they want. Fuck you. Welcome to America, bitch. Welcome to America. We have a guaranteed freedom of speech. Well, yeah, you can say whatever you want, but you can't put it on the private company's platform. Fuck you. They are protected by not being considered a publisher. So basically, they put themselves in a position, all these social media platforms, where they do not have the same responsibilities of publishers, but they make way more money, and then they get to control your speech on top of it, excluding the constitutional right that you have. Fuck them. You want to stick up for Zuckerberg? That's what you're doing? I'm proud to be an American, and you're sticking up for Zuckerberg. Okay. Go fight Zuckerberg's fight. It's not like he can afford a fucking lawyer or 6 or 10 or all of them. Yeah, go fight his battle. And while you're protecting his fucking rights, guess who's trampling yours, idiot? The poorest people, in my experience, being on this planet, and it fucking makes me laugh as much as it infuriates me. The poorest people in this country are the first ones to stick up for the rights of the wealthy. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Most people who are Republicans are fucking poor. And most people who are Democrats are fucking rich. And that, to this day, blows my fucking mind. I don't get it. And I'm talking Democrat 1990s pre-Bill Clinton, all right? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. Why would you stick up for people that are fucking you in the ass? Do you like getting ass raped? I'll fuck you in the ass for free. I'll just pretend that you're a pretty girl. No problem. Send me a comment. Send me a DM with your address. I will come over and fuck you in the ass. Regardless of sex, age, or BMI. I don't care. All I gotta do is close my eyes and picture a cute girl, and I'll fuck you in the ass to completion. No condom. I will come directly into your colon. Because that's what they're doing to you. And you're going to stick up for Zuckerberg. Oh, these are private companies. They can do whatever they want. Analyze what your logic is based on. Are you at the top of your own pyramid? Or do you worship something else? Because perhaps the arguments that you should be making should serve your own best interests. Ever think of that? What do you think, Harry?
Here we go. Here's our sign.
You already showed it.
I want people to get a good look at it because this is a sign of freedom for me. And if you want freedom information, we'll give it to you. And we're not charging you for it. And if, like I said, you're getting screwed and you're being happy with it, yes, master. And you're complacent or you're brain dead.
It's one or the other.
Or both. Now, all we do is give you the information. If you want to, please look at our information. do a zero return, get our tax statement, and send it in. What do you got to lose? The few $1,000s that you're supposed to get back after they took $10,000 away from
Right.
you only will get $2,500 back.
Right.
And Congress voted themselves a raise lately.
Right.
And when they retire after 4 years, they get a lifetime pension of $1 million. How much is your Social Security? So who the hell?
Good point.
Who's looking at your interest?
Right.
Like I said, if we all get together, we can change this country, and it's about time.
I agree. This could be a beautiful place. And religion and greed are my two biggest enemies. I think it's what turns this into an ugly, difficult place to live in. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, guys, if you're not at the top of your own pyramid, if you do not have your own best interests at heart, you have to question what you're worshiping. You have to question what you believe in. You ought to believe in yourself first and foremost, because nobody else is looking out for you. You got to do it. And when enough people figure that out and they all come together and they figure out that they all want the same things, that's a real revolution. That's a revolution of hearts and minds.
Well, like I said, contact us, send us comments, please. Watch our videos, watch our shorts.
Or what you can do,
subscribe to the New World Order.
Rather than figuring out that you all want the same things and sticking together, maybe do this instead. Keep fighting with each other over political issues. Join a tribe, left or right, and keep waging war with each other instead of the assholes that are fucking you in the ass and coming in your colon every day. Keep doing that. And when you get depressed, drink a bunch of alcohol, like me, and watch your sports ball games. Or do that. That's the choice. You can do that too. Maybe that's easier. Enjoy. Thank you very much again for watching the New World Order broadcast. And just remember, we're watching you too.
Is watching. There are strange